It had been 2 years since my breakup with Alex, and I hadn't heard much from him since. We had been together for nearly 3 years, but our relationship ended because we couldn't stop arguing and, more importantly, because we had drifted apart. We were both still young, figuring out who we were, and our priorities no longer aligned. Although the breakup had been painful, it ultimately gave me the space to grow as an individual. Out of nowhere, I received a message from him. At first, I thought it was either a wrong number or some kind of spam, but when I took a closer look, I saw his name. It was Alex, my ex. "Hey, I know it's been a while, but I'd love for you to come to my wedding next month. I want to show you how well I'm doing now. It'll be fun, I promise." The message left me feeling a mix of confusion and curiosity. Why would Alex, of all people, invite me to his wedding? But then it hit me. Alex had always been someone who craved validation. He thrived on proving to others that he had made it. I could easily imagine him wanting to show off, especially if he had moved on to someone new. Still, I decided to accept the invitation. It could be an opportunity to see how far we had both come, and perhaps it would be interesting to witness the life he had built without me. The day of the wedding arrived, and I was filled with both nerves and excitement. I had no idea what to expect. Alex's fiancée, Lisa, was someone I'd heard about but had never met. From what I knew, she was wealthy and well-connected, someone who could very well be the perfect match for him. As for me, I'd also moved on. I had been dating someone for a few months now. James, a charming, down-to-earth guy I met at work. James agreed to accompany me to the wedding. I knew it would be awkward at first, but I also knew he was the perfect person to help navigate the evening. Without feeling the pressure I was certain Alex would put on me. When we arrived, it was immediately clear that everything had been designed to impress. The venue was extravagant, an old mansion perched on a hill with breathtaking views. The guests were dressed in nines, and the atmosphere reeked of wealth. As we walked in, Alex spotted me right away. His face lit up, and I could tell he was eager to show off his life with Lisa. "Look at you," he said, his voice a little too enthusiastic. "You look great. I'm glad you came." Lisa stood beside him, the picture of grace and elegance. She smiled, but there was something about it that made me uneasy. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but it seemed like she was either genuinely welcoming me or sizing me up, evaluating the woman who had once been in Alex's life before her. As the evening went on, it quickly became clear that Alex wasn't just proud of his fiancée. He was eager to flaunt his newfound wealth and status. He introduced me to everyone with a smug smirk, subtly emphasizing how much better his life had become. His tone sometimes felt patronizing, as if he were testing my reaction to his success. But then, something unexpected happened. James, who had been standing quietly by my side, suddenly became the center of attention. People were drawn to him, captivated by his warmth and easygoing nature. He didn't talk about business deals or lavish vacations. Instead, he shared engaging stories that made everyone laugh, creating an atmosphere of joy and camaraderie. It didn't take long for people to flock around him, completely enchanted by his genuine personality. I noticed Alex and Lisa exchanging uneasy glances, their faces tightening. Lisa's smile faltered when she realized that the attention had shifted away from them. It was as if a switch had been flipped. Suddenly, Alex's charm seemed less impressive compared to the natural charisma James effortlessly exuded. At one point, Lisa tried to steer the conversation back to her and Alex, but it was too late. James had already won over the crowd, not because he flaunted wealth, but because he was authentic. I could sense Alex's frustration growing as the night wore on. He tried to maintain a pleasant demeanor, but it was clear he had invited me to this wedding with the intention of making me feel small, of showing me how much he had achieved without me. Instead, my date, who wasn't trying to prove anything, had stolen the spotlight. By the end of the evening, James and I shared a quiet laugh as we left the event. "I guess we made quite an entrance, huh?" he said with a grin. "Yeah," I replied, but I think it was a perfect exit. It wasn't about showing off or trying to prove anything. It was about being content with who we were. I left that night feeling proud, not because of the way Alex tried to show me up, but because I had someone by my side who didn't need to flaunt anything to feel good about himself. As we drove home, I couldn't help but reflect on the night. Alex had invited me to his wedding to show off his new life, his wealth, and his perfect fiancée. But in the end, it was my date who stole the show, not by competing, but by simply being himself. That was something Alex could never take away from me.